Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. In this video, I'm going to walk you through step 3 of my 3-part series on maximizing your Sonic Lab airdrop. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on all tech, including Twitter, my wallet on the bank, and my services linked down below. Now, as a reminder, Sonic Labs is offering a massive airdrop, approximately 200,000 Sonic tokens for those who participate in their campaign. And just as a reminder, this is very different from the Sonic SVM that has launched recently as well. Now, if you haven't watched my previous 2 videos in this series, I implore you, make sure you've watched those as well so you're sort of up to speed and you kind of know what's going on. If not, I'll also try to go over a bit of the basics right here. As a reminder, we're trying to earn as many Sonic points as we can in this window. I believe this campaign lasts until the summer of 2025. I think it might be June or July. You can see here I have about 1.2 million Sonic points, and these are all gained passively, and that's by holding whitelisted assets and earning points. Also, today we're going to go through how to earn those points with activity. And also, you can see here, this new dashboard has the opportunity for you to add a referral code. If you haven't added one yet, I would really appreciate if you went ahead and used mine. And then once you've done that, go and share your referral code in the comments down below. Now, here is an article that came out on January 8th talking about how to qualify for this massive airdrop. Now, what I do want you guys to get excited about is because crypto is really busy right now, so many opportunities, people's lack of focus on this program is your gain. And because of that, that tied with the tiny amount of friction on that is sort of existing because it's not on base or anything else, means that you can likely do a lot better in a program like this than you normally would in other airdrop campaigns. So get started right away. By the way, I didn't say this earlier, but nothing I say is financial advice. I'm just sharing what I do, but then again, I'm just a guy on YouTube. So reminder, 200 million approximate S tokens or Sonic tokens will be available through the airdrop. And the idea here is they want to boost liquidity on Sonic and strengthen the ecosystem. To qualify for the airdrop, you have to earn Sonic points, and you get those by holding and using whitelisted assets across a variety of decentralized DeFi applications. Now, that being said, here it is actually. The first season began with Sonic's launch and will conclude in June 2025. So we have about 5.5 more months to earn as many points as we can, at least for season 1. Now, 3 ways to earn points. We're going to really go over 2 today. The first is, once again, just holding whitelisted assets in your web wallet. So this could be Rabby or MetaMask, any sort of hardware wallet. However, if you hold assets on centralized exchanges, you will not get credit for it. In fact, do not send any Phantom, especially over to centralized exchanges with the recent upgrade. A lot of them are no longer doing the redemption, so you may just end up losing those assets. Activity points allow you to take it one step further by adding additional points than just the passive points by deploying these whitelisted assets as liquidity on participating applications. Now, there's a list of applications we're going to go through in a second. I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do. Finally, there's also the app points, which is how you earn a further allocation. This is through gems. Now, one thing I'll say is this is very similar to the approach the Blast team used as well. You could have held assets in your wallet. You could have put assets into protocols, and they had something called gold. In this case, it's gems. Basically, it's further allocations. They're not guaranteed, and the applications get to decide how the gems get distributed if they do. So this is something that is very specific and is very time sensitive. You have to be a lot more attentive to the space to see what's going on. So for that reason, today we're going to focus on activity points. Now, when you take a look at the whitelisted assets, you have this bunch. One thing you should know is that this can change at any time, so please be aware of this. Also, one of the things you want to make sure you do is try to hold safer assets. This is why I like S, WS, and STS, right? STS being the staked form on beats of Sonic. You could also hold USDC.E, the stablecoin, at a 5x, and also STUSD and STKKSCUSD. Although I've never really used that before, so I would probably stick with USDC.E and sort of this right here with S. Now, like I said, they're boosted in the first 3 months, but you may see this change, so just make sure you keep on top of this. One last thing I do want to highlight is that S tokens staked through My Sonic are not eligible for points. That was a massive trigger for me, because what that told me was, well, guess what? I am definitely going to unstake my tokens from the website, because there's literally no point to having any tokens hard staked here. You can see here it's unbonding. I got about 9 days left for that. So going back here, we're going to look at the dashboard, and we saw the earn points. We're going to look at the participating apps, and we're going to find a way to maximize on this. So first things first, let me show you Beats. Beats is sort of how I stake my Sonic. So what you do is you put an amount, you can put in like 1,000, and it will give you how much you're going to get of STS. You can also sort of unstake it right here. You can see whatever's in your wallet, and this will actually earn you points. And as you remember from this page right here, S and STS have the same multiplier. However, looking at this, the APR on STS is 5.38%, so you are making slightly more, and that accompanies the slightly additional risk of holding a token in a decentralized protocol, or in this case, it's not even held in the app, but it is reliant on Beats' continued service. Now, let's take a look at all the apps in the ecosystem. And you see all this stuff, a lot of people are just tempted to jump in, and this is the last thing you want to do. And I'm going to give you a very stern warning. Make sure you take this very seriously. These applications are not endorsed by Sonic Labs. Use them at your own discretion and risk. I say this because as part of the Sonic Shards program, they had released a campaign or a requirement for you to use Polter Finance. So a lot of people put money in Polter Finance, and then Polter Finance had a exploit that they haven't figured out, which, you know, cough, cough. We kind of know what that means. It's been months and nothing has been going on. You just have these, like, you know, let's just say these pretend messages and whatever. People have given up. Some poor guy lost 2 million Sonic token because he put it there. When they reached out to Sonic Labs said, hey, that's your problem, not ours. We have nothing to do with any apps. If anybody scams you, that's on them and you. We want nothing to do with it. So please be very careful. You can't trust every app out here. Any app likely could have gotten listed. That being said, I'm going to share with you which apps I'm using and sort of the risk levels as well. Also, if you just want a very quick synopsis, you can see a better ecosystem map right here. So you can definitely take a screenshot of all the things that are going on here: yield, infrastructure, LST, DeFi tooling, DEX, derivatives, bridging, SocialFi, GambleFi, etc. Now, the first protocol I want to use is MatchFi. It's a lending protocol. I looked at another one, but Silo just didn't have the options I wanted. And as you guys know that I love the lending out my asset, stable asset like Sonic, borrowing stable coins against it, and then swapping those stable coins for more of what I'm bullish on. In this case, it would be Sonic token. So that's what I did right here. I deposited 1,000 Sonic token. I borrowed 200 USDC because 1,000 Sonic tokens is like $700. I always like to borrow 1/3. The APR is pretty high, but once again, I expect the Sonic token to do much better. And I'm going to be monitoring these APRs because they don't get locked in. You have to keep checking. And then what I did was I basically swapped this 200 USDC on my favorite platform in this ecosystem, SwapX. SwapX is actually created by a colleague of mine. So they did reach out to me to do a sort of promotion. just so you guys know, I'll be very clear, I'm not being paid for this at all. However, they are looking to support me in other ways. But then that being said, at this point, I've got nothing from them. So I'm using this, with the assumption that maybe I get nothing. But let me explain to you sort of why I like using this. So number one, it's just a very good DEX. So you go in here, and that's what I did. I went in here and put 200 USDC, and I converted into Sonic token. Pretty good here. But once again, you're probably like, well, there's a lot of DEXs. But we're going to get to that in a second. So before we continue in SwapX, I hope it's very clear here with MockFi. Very, very easy. You check over here, your account equity, 494. Liquidation thresholds at 100%. Means that the Sonic token has to go to about probably 30 cents for me to have any issues. Obviously going to monitor this, but it's a small position and it's me getting exposure in MockFi, especially because it was selected as a Sonic Boom winner. I don't put a lot of money in this for one reason, very specifically. They could always be an exploit. So I said, hey, $700, so be it. Now, SwapX, because I know the people, I trust them a lot more. This is actually a very, very important thing. You want to go to people you trust. Not necessarily saying that you should trust them. I trust them, and like sort of they've come through on a lot of things. And like, for example, SwapX is associated with Bad Bunny, which that I did do a paid promotion for. So that's a Telegram app. Now, here's what I did. Number one, you can go to the earn and you can add liquidity. Now, you guys are probably like, but Brown Gent, you say liquidity sucks and adding LP sucks. I do say that. However, my good friend Bartertown highlighted this. One of the best pools in Sonic. This position here allows you to get full exposure to Sonic without suffering impermanent loss, which is the exact number one reason I tell you guys to avoid liquidity pools. And look at the APR is 240. Right now, the APR is 131. Still amazing. So what I did is I clicked on this. I hit add liquidity. I added about 7,000 STS token. And then you add liquidity. You have to do a single token deposit, and then it will adjust. But that's pretty good. And the fees that you get are earned in SPX, which you can obviously go to swap and you can trade it. So that's pretty good. So I definitely recommend using this one. At least this is what I think is good. I do have a referral code here. So I did lock up some VE SWX. So I have a referral link. So if you do use this, would appreciate you using the link just to sort of flag to SwapX that I did sort of send you your way. That being said, I would be using this regardless of whether or not I got any benefit. And just to sort of show you exactly what it looks like, here's my current wallet. I have 7,000 Sonic tokens still sitting in my wallet, which likely will be deploying more in here. I got 7,000 Sonic in SwapX and in the liquidity pool. And then I got some SWPX token locked up as well. That's for voting. I got my MockFi position here that I showed you, the 1,000 Sonic, 200 USDCE, and then I have some extra Sonic that's staked in Beats. So that covers the majority of it. There's one last bonus thing I'll give you as well, which is, especially when it's cheap, I look to pick up any sort of exclusive NFTs on a platform. In this case, Uman's on a Sonic trip was the first NFT minted on Sonic Labs. So it was like 240 Sonic at the time. So I bought one. Its current floor price is 276. Will this skyrocket? Who knows? But if Sonic Labs does attract a ton of liquidity in the future, this stands to appreciate a lot more. So I'll provide the link to that if you want to check it out. So I hope you found this video very helpful. The only thing I would recommend doing above and beyond this is, yeah, you can check other apps if you'd like, but really focus on finding out who is having a gem campaign or the sort of distribution. If they do provide anything on Twitter, that might be something you want to look into because there might be some outsized asymmetric rewards coming there. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, like, share, subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.